Thank you for listening to The Middle with Chris Adams. This is a podcast where I try to explore the truth of all subjects, usually with humor, but sometimes just very seriously and frank discussions. Today my guest is Saeed Dickens. Now he's a member of the Nation of Islam, and we had a very frank and honest discussion about slavery, racism, the problems in the black community. Very light subjects. I hope you enjoy our discussion, and I really hope that you provide feedback. This podcast is about trying to find the truth, and I don't believe the truth is on the left or the right, but somewhere in the middle. We were talking earlier about culture, I believe, you and I, and you know how that one famous Richard Pryor joke where he goes to Africa.
Oh, well, yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah.
And he looks.
We're talking
around.
about the word. It's just straight up the word nigga.
Yeah.
Black people were not born that.
Nope.
We are all children of the Most High, so that means God said, "Let's make man." He never said, "Let's make nigga." So nigga had to be made.
Mm-hmm.
And again, as a artist, if you're an artist, you create from yourself, your being.
Yeah.
You create from what you are, right? When you make a child, your child is an expression of you. You teach them that which you want them to know or not know, right?
Yeah.
So who made nigga? Someone had to look at themselves
Mm-hmm.
and create a type of an expression, an activity of thinking,
Yeah.
or lack thereof, right?
Yeah.
Who is the original?
White people. I know that. It's very well documented. I mean,
Chris, are you black?
no, I am not. But I love history, and a lot of the cultural things that some people would appropriate to poor black people originally came from poor white people from Europe, and they came over, and obviously we know that history where black people were enslaved, taken over from Africa, and they learned their culture from, guess who? White people.
Okay, so let's back up. So you said in history it is known.
Well, I mean, if you're willing to look, yes, it's known.
Okay, well, from what you know,
Yeah.
you have the knowledge from books that you didn't write.
Yes.
Someone wrote books about white people in Europe coming to America.
Yeah.
Now,
Not in the Eddie Murphy
right.
sense.
Now, did they decide to come on their own, or were they cast out because they were not productive in their original or their country that they came from before they were put on boats?
They were
Right.
cast out.
They were cast out.
Yep.
So they were not a type of people who were productive, responsible people. They were outcast.
Yes.
They were probably criminals.
They were criminals.
They were
yeah.
probably mental institution patients.
Mm-hmm. If they had that back then, yeah.
Well, they had some type of mental disorder, right?
Yes.
They were not productive, right? Okay. So you put them on a ship,
Mm-hmm.
and these people are low in altitude,
Yes.
intelligence,
Yeah.
high in criminality,
High in criminality, yep.
and you ship that over here with no wall to the Indians,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that becomes a way of doing things. That's how you are. And then you get people as your property.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to teach them that something in order to get them to do what you want them to do.
Yeah.
You got to treat them a certain way to get them to do what you want them to do, right?
Yep.
But you have to have a certain knowledge of what it is that you want them to do, and you will have to give examples of that in order to teach, right?
Yeah.
That's how you teach. Let me show you an example. What's it called? I introduce it. Let's see. Apply it. No, that's not it. It's an acronym. Introduce it. Demonstrate it.
Mm-hmm.
Apply it. And test it.
Mm-hmm.
See if what you taught was receptive, because if it was, then whoever you're testing, they're successful.
Yeah.
As a teacher, you have to teach someone how to be a nigga.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure
Yeah.
that's what you were saying.
That's what. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool. All right, now I've caught up. So you're teaching me something.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And don't say I'm teaching you something.
You are.
But I'm telling you, yes, that is what happened. White people were casted out of the lower classes. They
And they were sent to Australia too, and New Zealand, right?
yes.
Okay.
And yeah, absolutely. And they immigrated to this antebellum South. Where they did teach their culture to black people, yes.
Now, the Irish, you talked about the Irish earlier when we were off.
Yes, the Irish were the original people that the rich white people first tried to make indentured servants, and didn't work out very well. Most of them died. They had a contract of like 7 years or up to 14 years where they were indentured servants, basically slaves, but treated bad, but not as bad. But then a lot of them died, and they tried to work with them, and they just weren't. They couldn't get them to live. The whole history of America is a bunch of people that try to oppress other people. It just seems to be the way it works. That's
And there's going to be people like, well, Africans enslaved Africans.
yeah.
Now, we don't know if that's truthful. We know that people have said that.
Yeah.
We know indentured servitude we're indentured service. If you're an employee, you're indentured service. This is another word, employee and employer.
Yeah.
Okay. We know that when you, some case, break the law to something, to an infraction, maybe low misdemeanor, you got to do community service.
Yeah.
Africa practiced community service. I think, part of the Lord's Prayer was, they used the terms, forgive our debts, and they use trespassers and debtors, or whatever the word is.
Yeah.
What this podcast is not is, I'm not going to be grammatically correct all the time. So if you're looking for perfection, this ain't the one for you. But we're going to be telling the truth.
Yeah.
Even if I mispronounce some words.
It's fine.
Saida Dickens, man.
Yeah. Don't worry, write your letters to Saida Dickens.
Saida Dickens. You'll get a letter back. Signed Saida Dickens. I'll even give people that, because I've had this discussion. Africans enslaved Africans. I said, okay. But who bought them?
White people.
Okay, so I always say the morality when it comes to a sale is always on the buyer, not the seller, because I can sell a car and it can be on sale, and if it's never purchased, there is no sale.
Yeah.
So I have black people to sell. It is up to someone with better morals to say, no, don't, that's wrong. But it's like, yeah, give it here. Right?
Yeah.
So even if you said black people enslave black people, who bought them? You had low morality to buy them and then take them and then do what you did to those people over in America. Destroyed them totally. Because those black people, that when they were, quote unquote, enslaved by their own, they were still on their soil. They still knew who their family were.
Yeah.
They could marry into those who so-called owned them, but it wasn't chattel slavery.
Yeah, it was very different. Yeah.
It was extremely different. So I always cut that off. I say, okay, even if because there's no evidence, but I say, okay, I'll entertain that. Africans did that.
Yeah.
But there was a purchase made. And then after that purchase, and you kept purchasing. It took your own people to say, hey, we got to, and then you pirated.
Yeah, that's true.
You still pirate. And you were still getting slaves, buying them, or you found a way to get them yourself.
Yeah.
So these are types of truth that this podcast is. And if, again, if you know something different, I'm talking about the audience, bring it.
Yeah, we'll be on Facebook. We'll have a group or something. So please write us and let us know. And I always I was a student of history in school. I never actually graduated college, which whatever makes me feel whatever. But I loved learning on my own, and I loved reading. And
Wasn't Bill Gates a college dropout?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, I shouldn't feel so bad. Look at him. Man, if only he had graduated college. Imagine how much more money he could have made.
Exactly.
It's not my joke, but that's a good joke. But yeah, so anyway, what I would do in high school was I would read beyond what we were supposed to read in the textbooks, which is why I feel like I always have a better knowledge of history than the average person. Not to say I'm perfect. That's why I'm willing to, I would love comments, but I enjoy learning about history as much as possible because the only way to truly understand where human civilization has come from is you have to know where it's come from. You have to know the truth, and it's the unfiltered truth. You can't sugarcoat it. You can't lie to yourself. You have to know what happened.
Here's the thing about history. There is some history that's out there that we know of, but it was glorified.
Yes.
It wasn't, you said sugarcoat, which, is another way of glorifying it. Like the Alamo, they glorified that.
They do.
You know what I mean? And if the truth comes out, if the truth was taught, and that's what's going to happen to me, in my opinion, with the topic of the homeschooling. And I heard that one of the southern states, was it Kentucky, is a few of the states are thinking, or there's a bill of resegregating the schools.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, now you're going to put the responsibility on a lot of educated black people.
Yeah.
To teach their kids the truth of history.
Yeah.
Because when there was segregation back in the day,
mm-hmm.
black people wasn't in the knowledge that they have now. You understand?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Back 20s, 30s,
mm-hmm.
40s, black people didn't know. They still believed in the white Jesus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just to simply put.
Yeah.
Black people didn't really know that their ancestor or the slaves came from a certain good quality.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Black people are now, they're awakened. So now you have homeschool. So now I can teach my daughter or my son what I want them to know.
Mm-hmm.
The truth of the Alamo. You know what I mean? The truth of Mexican Independence Day, when the Africans, slaves, and the Mexicans fought together.
Mm-hmm.
See, they don't talk about that. That's Mexican Independence Day. They don't talk about how the blacks and the Indians banded together. Now, there was some Indians that did enslave blacks. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Everybody enslaved blacks.
Well,
okay? This is what blacks haven't done. They haven't enslaved each other here.
No, not here.
And built a world for themselves.
Yeah.
Everyone have become rich off the backs of blacks,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Except blacks.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I mean, not the enslavement part, but why don't...
Well, when I say...
Why don't they...
have gotten rich off of the backs
Oh,
of
I
blacks.
see what you mean. Okay, I just meant like...
I know. You know, dude, I don't take that. I got you.
Yeah.
And that does have a connotation of slavery.
Yeah.
And I did say something along those lines. But we would not do that to each other at what has been done to us.
Yeah, well, only once, but...
No, I'm saying modern times.
Oh, modern times, no. Just I remember Libya, or where was it?
We're talking about black people here.
Oh, I know, but they were from here. They were sent there, and then they enslaved the native pop. It was really weird. But
I'm talking about black people staying here and working for themselves hard, just as they have, like I said, other races have gotten rich on the backs of black people. Yes. Now, what about black people here getting wealthy off of their own back, each other back, and not oppression. You know that's what I'm talking about.
I wish that would
Building
happen
business, creating jobs for
themselves.
or that they can pass along to their kids. That other races, the Jewish community,
Very good at it.
very good at it. They didn't get along,
No.
but they put that money in the pot.
Yeah. And they help each other out.
Yep.
Absolutely. They're
The Asian community do it.
very well, yeah. And most of them, yeah.
And they think everybody, even the mafia, got to like, hey, man, we got to stop killing each other. There's
Yeah.
enough money here. The Vegas is proof.
Yeah, that was mafia owned for a long time.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you know what? These beefs
Mm-hmm.
is not working out. Hey, that we got the money's out there. The money's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's the type of thinking. Those are the pages of success that needs to be taken out of the book, out of these. Put the differences, the religion things aside, and that's how you separate your money. That's how you become respectable.
Yeah.
No one respects a beggar.
No, not at all.
No one. This country wasn't built on begging.
Oh.
Forefathers came over here and took that shit and made treaties and said, "Fuck your treaties."
Yeah.
You know, they took it.
Yeah, they didn't beg. They didn't beg the Indians.
Wasn't no
for
begging.
anything.
No. This country don't know nothing about that.
No.
That's not in their language. It's not the language of the beast.
No, it isn't. I mean, you got to do for yourself, basically.
Do eagles beg?
No, they just take.
Do the bears? All the symbols of America ain't not one begging.
Yeah.
symbol.
There's no hands out.
Nope.
On a flag somewhere.
Nope. So
Right.
why is it if black people took that course of like, hey, we ain't begging, we just gonna do Black Wall Street?
Yeah, why don't they do that? Why is that not a thing?
I'm pretty sure it's
I mean, there's Jay-Z,
success.
Jay-Z and them could start
Separate.
something.
Yeah, of course they could.
But
Basketball players can pool their resources. They believe that they can. Some don't believe that they have the aptitude to pool their talent, their mental, or have another black person through a vetting system,
Yeah.
Come with the knowledge
Mm-hmm.
of business building and say, hey, let's go to Detroit. Let's go to Gary, Indiana. Let's go to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Let's go to areas in St. Louis. Let's go to these third world country-like cities in America and build.
Yeah.
And if there's not enough jobs for everybody with the jobs that they have now, but we know that there's areas where there could be businesses,
Mm-hmm.
then
there's-
make jobs there.
And there's need for it too.
There's need for it.
There's a lot of need where these cities instead. I know we talked about this where I feel instead what you have is a culture of handouts instead of a culture of doing for oneself, which I think we both agree is something that needs to be encouraged.
Absolutely. Welfare is predominantly used up by who?
Poor people.
Poor people.
Yeah.
Are there more poor white and poor black?
There are more poor white per capita than poor black. Absolutely.
Okay. But it just seems like black people are the biggest user
Well, they're
of
it depends
welfare.
on who you believe, but in the media they're shown more, yes. Especially
Okay.
when they want to cut the programs, they'll show a poor black person and say, "Oh, look, they're just taking advantage of the system." And I don't think that's the best way to actually address the problem because that's making it look like that the policies are just trying to cut welfare. And I agree that there should be always a safety net for people if they fall too far, but I think that it should be more based on self-reliance.
Yeah, yeah, cool. I was just saying that who is it really hurting? I mean, it's hurting blacks because who do they go to for business to get employment? And well, if there aren't any jobs and you don't want to work at McDonald's, and I understand,
Yeah.
but do you have the tools not to work there? Businesses, man, creating jobs. All of this would be fruitful for America in a whole.
Yes.
Black people had their own they had Blacktown.
Yeah.
Don't just leave it like that, like Koreatown, like Greektown, like Little Tokyo, Little Italy, Germantown, all these towns, especially you see it largely from Detroit. In
Yes.
Detroit, you have these, and so you got Blacktown.
Yeah.
It'd be a great place, man. You have security. You would definitely have security.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. You know,
Yeah.
Nation of Islam, security.
Yeah.
You're gonna have other security. You know, because in Blacktown, people know that it's gonna be looked at closely,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like even this might sound like putting extras on it, but this is a common thought that if anything black people do, it's always going to be looked microscopically.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even fart wrong. IRS is in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Building codes, all these things are going to be. This is a belief among some black people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you say. Why aren't black people doing it? There's a myriad of reasons, but these are some of the things. It's a fear.
It's fear. Yeah.
Or just don't care.
That's now that that saddens me because I believe that anyone can truly do anything they want if they had the gumption to do it. So
yeah, we see us do well in dunk contests and starting to be the 3-point kings.
Yeah,
the dance. Man, when it comes to entertainment, who out entertains us?
Nobody really.
We try to out entertain each other. So, to your point, yes, we can do that and do it well. Why we elect to ignore that, which is going to improve the condition overall of black people to make them respectable in the eyes of the world. What hinders? They don't care. Mm-hmm. We don't care because I'm part of it, but I care. Well, that's why I'm here talking about it, and I'm also out there working. Or fear, scared of being bombed again. Because I've heard this talk.
Yeah,
being bombed again, like they did in Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I've heard people say, if we do that, they just gonna do. So they don't have faith in the government. They think the government is gonna do this again, and hey. Could they? Sure, they could.
Yeah.
So you gonna keep complaining, or you gonna take an apathetic attitude,
mm-hmm.
or you have those people like, hey man, I want change.
Yeah.
I'm tired of bitching about this and the white man that and the white man. Yes, we know it. We get it.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do about it? What's the solution? See, that's what I'm about. Yeah. What is the solution?
Yeah, I understand the complaints. What are you going to do? What's the solution?
What you going to do about it, homie?
Yeah.
That's what Detroit. That's what, hey, man. Forget all the talking.
Yeah.
What you want to do about it?
Yeah.
Now, that's a confrontational way, but still it articulates the same of problem solving. You know what I mean? There is conflict. Let's problem solve it. Let's do it intellectually. We can definitely do it when it comes to stupid stuff like fighting each other.
Yeah.
But when it comes to trying to be a revolution, a hot revolution, we don't have the armament. We don't have the firepower. We got the intellect. We got the money. 13%.
That's a lot of people.
In over $1 trillion taken up in taxes, but we on welfare. How we get over 1 point something, I think 1.4 trillion or something like that. My numbers, give or take. But even with that collected in taxes, how much that made a year? How many countries do that?
Not many.
So we ain't broke. We don't. Black people don't manufacture anything.
Yeah.
But black people ain't broke.
Although you could. I mean, it's like you're talking about. There's like different towns and like in certain places. There's a Koreatown, this and there's that. And there did used to be.
Where's our shoes?
Yeah.
Where are Nike shoes? Our Nike type Adidas, Under Armour. Where's our apparel like that?
I don't know. You got Fubu, right? Is that owned by someone else?
I don't know if Fubu still exists. I know Carl Can I still exists.
Okay.
Which is a great quality of clothing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Carl. He's not manufacturing. He's a designer.
Oh, that's it, huh?
I'm talking about getting the material, sewing the material. slave shops, if you will.
Well, then finally your dream would come true, and they would subjugate someone finally.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Success in America.
Success. We are now official citizens of America because we have enslaved people.
It would mostly probably be poor class Latinos and Asians, but hey, you won. All right.
Man, they speak other language, so they can talk about us.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, we couldn't talk about the boss.
Yeah.
We had to talk like slaves.
Well, it wouldn't be full slavery. You'd pay them something.
Man, when black people wouldn't treat, we wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Because people say, oh, black people are empowered to be the same. That hasn't been proven.
Yeah.
What is that based on?
I don't know.
Because some tyrants in Africa? Well, remember, Africa is in this condition because of the colonialism.
Yeah. From Britain.
From
and
Britain
and
France, Italy.
Italy.
They tried to get, that's when it was the catalyst of World War II.
Yeah.
They tried to get Ethiopia and Haile Selassie.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, he wasn't cool with the Brit, and the Brit was like, well, we're going to put an embargo. We ain't going to sell them weapons, but we ain't going to sell. So how are you going to protect that?
I don't know.
They were the only ones that wasn't colonized. Man.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are the only ones that were free.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
But all these European people came over there and raped and pillaged, and then left it to once they, those areas that didn't maintain its, resources or so.
Mm-hmm.
They gave it back to the people.
Oh yeah, they stripped it dry.
Yeah, and so now the people it's like again, you free the slaves, but you don't give them anything to go for self. They don't have they couldn't read.
Mm-hmm.
Never got few got the 40 acres and a mule. Then you took it back. Then you put in these black codes, these social codes, and people say, "Oh, that was a long time ago." That still is a factor today. When people still say things. See, the problem with a lot of people that's non-black, they don't talk to educated black people who say, yes, I have all these degrees, but I still see the disparity. I still see the injustice. Because it doesn't matter what rank or position, private or public sector, degree that you have. I have spoken to many of those people. And they still talk about racism on the job.
Yeah.
Discriminatory practices on the job. Barack Obama even talked about it. So it doesn't matter if you're a judge, a lawyer, a chief, a sheriff, a general.
Mm-hmm.
If the still common ground is discriminatory practices based on gender, sex, man, you still got a problem.
Yeah.
At every level of living.
Were you talking about Colin Powell?
Man, dude, you can go into anybody, the first black anything.
Yeah.
They're going to bring in their book. It's going to talk about what they have to endure in the policies and procedures made up of white people, or the promotions. That's still a common issue among black people, regardless of what position you hold.
Yeah.
Then there's a problem, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I mean, there are definite. I'm hopeful that that's not the majority of people, but you're telling me it is.
Look who we have for president. Look at the mindset of people who, they can say, we're not going to say. It's almost like the same thing with the lesser two evils. Now they talk about, now it's on Trump. It's like, not everybody who voted for Trump is racist, but what is it?
I don't know.
It was something like, not everybody who voted for Trump is racist, but I forgot it. Somebody will probably say it.
Okay.
Yeah. But, it's regarding is Trump a racist, and can you prove it? And, And are the people who support Trump, are they racist? Can you prove it? It's just the whole thing. Can you prove racism?
Yeah.
We have to define it, and we can't let white people define it.
So
Can't do it.
So the dictionary definition doesn't apply.
The dictionary definition has been changed.
Has been changed
many times.
Okay. So what?
And who's changing the definition?
Oxford. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, Oxford. Who runs Oxford? Is that in United States, or is that in England?
I think it's in England. But
okay.
Yeah, I know. Well, what would your definition be?
Loosely, racism. It's more of an action than just a thought. Although action precedes thought. Calling somebody a name, is that racist? I don't really roll with that. Some people, but I'm saying if you're in a position to oppress another group of people, keep them from thriving, their children, you have the power, the position, the resources to do that based on their race, your hatred of their skin color, of who they are, the power to do that, the influence to do that, the propaganda resources or ability to do that. That's racism. If I'm reactionary to, and I respond to someone calling me something, oh, he's racist too. Or if I say something, oh, he's racist because I said something.
Yeah.
Somebody, he said, white guy said the N-word. Is he racist? It could be he is because it came from them. But that alone, to me, I just like, okay, I'm going to whip more evidence. Now, Donald Trump, has he proven more evidence to be racist? A lot of people will say he is. I won't say that he's not.
Yeah.
He has to prove. He said something recently, I am the least anti-Semitic. I'm paraphrasing. I am the least racist. Least, by definition, doesn't mean not at all.
Yeah, true, I guess, yeah.
This is Donald Trump's words. People can look that up. Like I said, this podcast, we're speaking truth here, straight talk. That's how y'all like it if you're a Trump's fan. No PC.
No PC.
Straight talk.
Yeah, Straight Talk Express. Right. That was John McCain, but yeah.
Right. That's all.
Well, yeah. So yeah, he didn't. You're right. He said and he was trying to say, I'm sure that he's not. And then some people could say, well, I don't know, the people he hired, maybe that would prove it. Who knows? Ben Carson and other people, but
what's hard about that is slave masters had black men and black women in their house. There were slave masters who were, if you will, kinder
to some than others.
Or to all of their slaves versus some who was very more wicked. Black people and white people have slept together for many years, whether it was force or it was mutual consent.
Yeah. So
there's never been an issue of being hands-on intimately or violently between blacks. You know what I mean? So that doesn't exclude anybody from being, or a white person from being racist, because they might have a relationship where they've slept with somebody black or somebody from, Donald Trump will have to more prove, not saying that he has to, but I'm not going to say he's not.
You're just saying you don't know yet. The jury's
out. I'm not going to say he's not racist.
So you're just going to say,
I'll just say he probably is.
You think he probably is?
Yeah. Okay. He probably is. I mean, just because, hey, man, I haven't had any run-ins with him. So, again, the things that has been put out, again, he would have to prove that. Like, there's things that said about Farrakhan. Farrakhan has proved those things that has been put in play to vilify and demonize him.
Yeah.
He has proven that is not the case.
Yeah.
Many times. So Donald Trump will have to prove to me that he is not that, which just because, again, you hire people, Ben Carson,
And,
Yeah, man, come on.
Yeah, just Ben Carson, Omarosa, and
Yeah,
a few,
like
only
I
a
said.
couple others. Yeah, I know.
Even the movie Get Out is another way of saying, hey, don't mind them in the house. Don't mind them in the house. We've been in the house. We have been integrated. Even during segregation, we were still integrated. Why? Because we still had to use your money.
Mm-hmm.
We still had to use, even in business, we had to use your manufacturing plants or your ports for if there was exports coming in that we had to use for an existence.
Yeah.
We were still integrated,
Mm-hmm.
even through legal segregation. So that integration is a fallacy. It doesn't exist. We've always been integrated.
In some way, kind of.
In some form, fashion, kind of way, we have been. We have never been separated since 1555.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So this is the type of truth that people have to come into if there's going to be
Healing.
attempts towards it.
Okay.
Healing is we're getting ahead of ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'd like to jump to the conclusion.
You know what? And that's the thing. People, especially when it comes to Barack Obama, people thought that we're progressive.
Yeah.
Do we understand that the speed of thought is faster than the speed of light? So progressive thinking way surpass progressive doing.
Mm-hmm.
An example. I can beat Usain Bolt in a foot race, 100-meter dash, in my mind.
Yeah.
Probably 100 times before he reached the finish line. But can I actually physically do it? No. So when people think that we're so progressive, they look at examples like successful black people.
Mm-hmm.
We're progressive. No, that's your thinking.
Yeah.
Your doing is not congruent with your thinking.
Well, let me ask you: How did any black people become successful if there is a lot of racism still in this country? How did that even happen?
Man, perseverance. It's just like United States can't blatantly be looked upon as hypocrites.
Mm-hmm.
There was slavery going on in World War II. And United States was like, hey, we're trying to fight for liberation and freedom. And then I think was it the Japanese or something like that? It's like, hey, how you gonna say you try to fight for this where you still practice racism? And then the government sent down a committee to where they were still practicing slavery.
Yeah.
And sent a law agency, special agency down there. Hey,
Gotta cut that out
because we look like hypocrites.
Yeah. You mean segregation or
slavery?
It went that far.
It went that far.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They may do this, like you said. If you're searching for truth, which we all should be truth seekers.
Yeah.
To the day you die, man, it's out there.
Yeah.
But there's so much knowledge, and there's also so much distraction out there, and life gets in the way.
Yeah,
I get it.
Internet porn. It's
right. Internet porn.
Pervasive.
Right. So, but yeah, man, that's one of the factors that black people are entertainers.
Yeah.
And white people sue each other, and when they sue each other, and then what was a cause for this lawsuit may come up with another person that's black or non-colored, then it's like, hey, this is case law. You did this over here, and after a while, you can't just keep turning a blind eye to these claims.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to come up. But what are we're showcasing in entertainment.
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey, entertainment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, and then there's a few judges and mayors and things.
Dude, where are the black Donald Trumps? Where are the black Bill Gates? Where are the black Warren Buffetts?
There are not. I cannot think of one off the top of my head.
So are they saying that black people don't have that aptitude?
No, I think.
No, I'm not saying you saying because you're asking me a question.
Yeah, I'm
how did they get it?
Out.
Yeah, you're saying, hey, how did they entertainment? Okay.
Entertainment, yeah. No, I was just trying to figure out, like, okay, so there are some that are successful. I remember having this conversation with somebody online, and they're like, well, they only let some people be successful.
Man, look.
And I'm like, I feel like they did it through hard work and perseverance.
Absolutely, they have to have something.
Yeah.
Hey man, and some people in position are going to put a feather in their cap and say, I was the first to promote a female black
Something.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how long has this place been existing?
Mm-hmm.
Over 200 years. Yeah. And now you're saying, and we've had black and other, but particular black women in a position to promote to this level. But it took, so you're saying out of all those black women throughout the years, this was the savior. This is the one that said, you know what? I want to establish myself. Say, for example, if I was a president of a company, right?
Yeah.
And I want to, it's all about legacy.
Mm-hmm.
This company has never had a first something.
Yeah.
Feather in the cap.
Well, then how come there aren't more black-owned businesses on the same level? I think there could be. Like, there are successful black people. They could start. I mean, Magic Johnson runs a bunch of businesses around town.
Those are businesses that were created by white people.
Yeah,
even the Lakers. First of all, here's the weird thing about Magic Johnson, and I dig him.
Yeah,
you were a player. Great. I'm just saying. I'm just running down the things where he was with the Lakers. Player, coach, owner. Although a very minor owner of the Lakers, not enough to make decisions.
No,
but you were owner nonetheless. Then you become an employee again. You went from owner to employee.
Yeah, didn't he own the Dodgers?
But yeah, own and still do, I guess. But
yeah,
but for the Lakers organization, you was an owner and now you're an employee.
Yeah,
Magic. Get a expansion team.
Own your own team.
Own your own team. Why are you trying to save the Lakers?
Well, I mean, yeah, I think that's a legacy.
Didn't you learn from Obama trying to save? It doesn't work out well. Yeah. You're talking about start your own.
Yeah, well, I think we both agree on that point of, like, there should be more black-owned businesses and black-owned, like, even BET isn't black-owned.
And even the team that Jordan owns, yes.
Yeah.
He didn't start that.
Someone else did.
Yeah, he bought it. So what about starting it from ground zero? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. And I think, well, but, like, again, that could apply to a lot of things. Like, there could be, like you said, a Blacktown where it's black run, black owned, black this, but I don't understand why that doesn't happen as much.
Hopefully you will see it. And it people say give Trump a chance. Why not give that a chance? We had a glimpse of it in Rosewood and Black Wall Street, and there were some few other thriving black communities.
Harlem back in the day.
Yeah. So now you have this thriving Blacktown, and it's safe.
Yeah.
Because you got people who are stake owners.
Yeah.
And again, you have that feeling of, we're going to be looked at under a microscope, so we got to be tip top.
But also a sense of pride too, because you
all of that. But you ask why not?
Yeah, why not?
That's a great question. Somebody's going to have to answer.
Yeah.
That question of why we live in a strange land among strange people.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm saying if we had more places that were truly black run and owned, and people did
truly black.
Truly. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, yeah, the leadership and everything.
No outside influence.
Yeah, you don't need outside influence. And I think that there was a town that tried to do that. I remember.
Black Wall Street was one.
Was one, yes, and there's a
few others. Why did it burn down? Oh, a black man raped me.
Yeah, even though it was just, whatever. That's been throughout history, unfortunately. But
bombed their own town, the United States, first time.
Yeah,
airplane.
And I wish. But I think today it could be possible. I don't think it.
Absolutely, it could be possible.
More so today than ever before.
Okay, Trump might make it happen, and I'm not saying by him directly.
But yeah, people just rising up, going, "Wait, no, we want our own thing." But I feel
Just like Heavy D, we got our own thing.
but
Get up and do our thing.
but I feel like I don't know why it doesn't happen, and I wish it would happen more. I think a lot of people have it's the mindset. Wouldn't you agree? That people have a mindset of we don't need to do or we can't do, so why even try?
Well, you already asked me that question. Either they don't want to, or it's just fear. That's it.
It's probably fear.
We'll see. Somebody's going to have to speak to it.
Yeah.
That's all. It's on the table.
Yeah.
It's man, it's out there. You can't take it back. Somebody's going to have to speak to it.
I hope so. I mean, I personally visit Blacktown, and I would have a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Raise boom boom world.
I would enjoy it on a personal level. But anyway.
Right on.
You know me.
Right.
But yeah, so like I don't know. I'm tired of seeing people, and not just black people, but all people, accept their lot in life. You know. And I see people do it all the time. They go, "Oh, it doesn't matter if I try. Other people aren't going to let me." And I'm like, "Well, I understand that. Yes, people are always going to hold you back. But I think if you're strong enough, it won't matter."
Hey, it goes. One of the things, they call white man the devil, and the white man's hold you back. Well, okay, because that's been said a long time.
Yeah.
Here's a progressive way of thinking and then doing. Because it's been done. It's not even a progressive doing. It's already been done. Mm-hmm. If you say the white man is the devil, and you prove to me that is, and I say, okay, white man's the devil. Well, he's on his job 24 and some more.
Yeah.
His job is to be devilish and oppress you. So God put him on this planet for a reason. Cream rises to the top. You need adversity and challenge in your life. Because if things were so easy, then you wouldn't be able to appreciate that what you receive, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So the devil's doing his job 24 hours a day. What are you doing about it? How do you make it?
You should be fighting back.
You should be fighting back.
Absolutely. Black power.
So you say black power.
I'm joking, but I also am serious at the same time.
Yeah, right. No, that's cool, man. Like I said, this is free radio. Remember, it was power to the people.
Exactly.
That's what the Black Panther said, power to the people. And a lot of people put their twist on it and say, oh, this talk about black people.
Yeah. Well,
he repeated it and all of them said, no, we said power. We're talking about giving it back to the people. But the political or the propaganda machine.
Yeah. The media.
They spun it.
Yep.
Yeah, say, okay, they talked about black nationalism.
Mm-hmm. Which I don't mind as long as, because I've, as you know me, I've lived with black people much of my life, and I've also worked with.
Check this out, man. Listen, because it's a hypocrisy.
But
it's a hypocrisy. Look, there's black nationalism, then there's white nationalism. Yeah. Because United States work with Canada. Canada is ran by a white man or white power structure.
Yeah.
United States is ran by a power structure. It had a black face for 8 years, but it was still a white power structure. Mm-hmm. Russia, white power structure. Italy, Greece, all of them.
All of them, yeah.
So is that white nationalism?
In a way, yes.
Dude, that's just
same thing.
It's same thing. Let's remove the hypocrisy of it. That's what the whole thing with black people think it's hypocritical to pull their stuff together. They think that it's wrong for the young athletes like Snoop sending his best and brightest to the HBCUs instead of meeting with Trump, or in addition to meeting with Trump, if that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
So now the young athletes are going to the black historical colleges and university with all that talent.
Yeah.
So now the money's going to go.
Yeah.
Right? Because they want to see that talent.
Yeah.
They want to see that entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So now the money goes to those black schools. Now this the halls of the education
changes.
Because you got now the professors and the doctors want to go to those schools because the money's there.
Money's there, yeah.
They're not going to use. The reason why you go to USC is because it's a brand name.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Michigan is a brand name.
Yeah.
But football is still played with the same
tools,
the same rules and everything, you know.
across colleges, yeah. It doesn't
Across
matter.
it doesn't matter.
It just matters, yeah.
So if Snoop and Luther Campbell, because I think he has a little league school, little league football team, and these other ones start priming, getting these kids to say, hey, let's get these kids early.
Mm-hmm.
Let's also make education a part of this system.
Yes.
And we're going to send them to the HBCU. This is black people taking responsibility. Now, damn it, what's the problem with that, America? What is the problem? If you want black people, do you or don't you want black people to be responsible?
Yes.
Like I said, it's on the table. Somebody got to address that.
Yes, and I think that a sane person would agree that that's a good thing. And what I was going to say was that like I said, I've lived with black people much of my life. Most of my work has been because of black people, and I've actually worked with black people more than the average person that's not black. And I can tell you that in my experience, they're the least judgmental. At least at first, right? I mean, I've been judged a little bit here and there, but then they quickly get to know you and they mostly accept you.
Black people are more judgmental on each other.
More than, yes. Well, yeah, absolutely. But to someone like me, I rarely get judged the same. It's like, it's almost an acceptance. Like, oh, hey, what's up? It's different. Whereas I have experienced that judgment from white people. I know what you're talking about.
Because black people have been hurt mainly by two races.
Yeah.
Blacks, but white moreover. But white teaching blacks to hurt black people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So that's where the infighting happens.
Right. So when you got somebody, you ain't got problems with Hispanic, Mexican, you don't have problems with the Asians. That's why they can come in, set up the liquor stores and the little Chinese food joints. You know what I mean? Or the Arabs.
Yeah.
Because, blacks really don't know the story about Arabs being involved in the slave trade, or even the Jews.
Oh, the Arabs were
right.
for sure, yeah.
Right, and the Jews.
And I didn't know about that, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll go look it up. Before you look it up.
Okay. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
But
even they'll say, "Oh, it was just a minor." Don't matter.
Yeah.
You were involved.
Okay.
Okay. So, but the point is, two people that black people know for certainty, or two races or types of people. It's been the white people and the black. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to other people coming in, we open. That's how the Europeans came into Africa.
Yeah.
It wasn't, hey, what's up with these weird looking people? We know who you were from. We sent you to Europe.
Yeah.
You're not a native to Europe. You got sent there. White people came from black people. Right? You said that earlier.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yes, there were black people in Europe too, but they didn't make you. You came from, the bulk of the people came from the African, or, what place continent that we call Africa.
Yeah. And
you got sent there from the albino people. It's proven.
Yeah.
Okay. So
albinos are the
so when you come back, when you come back to Africa, it wasn't who are these strange people?
Yeah.
Came and got your education from the Egyptians, the Greeks and the Romans, right?
Yeah.
So this is the truth. People don't look it up. That's what I said. This podcast is some bullshit lies. This is what this podcast isn't. Look it up. It's different. We're not going to take it. Hey, bring it. And we're going to thank you for sharing something different. And it's all just going to expand our knowledge. So I don't have a problem being corrected. If I said something you think need to be corrected, but you better bring me something that we can say, okay, we stand corrected.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you the best way to figure out whether or not to know what you believe is to question your beliefs at every possible moment. And that's the only way you can be 100% certain.
You got to be a scientist. Scientists,
exactly.
They question everything that they do.
Yes.
They question their thoughts. They question their theory.
And that's why I've come to like that's my beliefs have changed over the years, as it should, because this whole idea of like you shouldn't change it, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I think belief should be challenged at all points. That's
of course.
The only way.
Yeah. How you do? Hey, man, if you're gonna swim across Lake Erie or whatever, I don't know why that came to mind. You got to challenge your belief.
Yeah.
Challenging your belief is jumping out of an airplane in a parachute, believing that it's going. Oh, that's challenging your belief.
Yeah.
So you got to. Every time somebody says something, man, there's the thing. People, particularly black people, got to stop giving a fuck what other people think.
Mm-hmm.
When black people are doing something consciously to improve the betterment of their people.
Yeah.
Donald Trump seems like he don't give a goddamn about what other people think.
No.
And people are classifying him as or looking at him as being successful.
Mm-hmm.
Like I refer back to the particular communities, the Jewish community, the successful Asian community, successful, the other little communities with the Greek town. Did they really give a fuck about what outsiders thought?
No.
They're like, hey, people are suffering. This is for the good. We're not trying to hurt nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to raise our people to be better, productive people.
Yeah.
Stop giving a fuck. Hey, like, you come with me with some stuff that's counter to my belief, and I know my mind and heart is in the right place. I'm not going to embrace just because you disagree with it. And you can't argue me. My mind is set. Now, until you come up with something that say, hey, this is contrary. Okay, well, let me see who made this up.
Yeah.
And what was their angle to make this up?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, be independent thinkers.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we're about. We've all said what we're not. What we are about is independent thought.
Independent thought. We're not monolithic.
No. Nor should anyone be. It's good to have
there
challenges.
is advantages too, because you have to be like-minded.
Well, yeah, but there's good to...
But because my way of viewing the world doesn't fit in your comfort level,
mm-hmm.
that's okay. It makes you uncomfortable, but what it is doing is making my people better. If you see that as a threat, then that's your problem.
Yeah.
Because I'm making my people better. I'm not telling my people to hurt you. I'm saying love yourself to be better, just like your people love themselves
mm-hmm.
to be better, if that's what particular people have done. That's what I'm talking about, man. This hypocrisy stuff.
Yeah.
The genie is out the closet bottle.
Yeah, that's a big bottle.
That's a big, and not going back in.
No.
So a lot of stuff is going to have to be answered to, man. It's on the table. It's going to have to be answered to.
Mm-hmm.
America has American politics is trying to clean up their politics.
Yeah.
Just created the mess that they made. Like I said, it's like the landlord dumping gasoline on his house and saying to the tenants, hey, help me put this fire out.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I still got to charge you rent.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how America sounds. It looks to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like these are people say, yeah, well, we who?
Yeah.
Why do you keep attaching including yourself into policies that you had nothing to do with?
Oh. Well, yeah. As a wise man once said, Plymouth Rock didn't land. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Exactly.
The Honorable Denzel Washington.
I was like, oh, what are you about to mess up and say? No, that's funny. You're right.
That's a joke.
Okay, yeah. No, that's good. I thought you was like, no, that person didn't say that. Okay,
Yeah.
got you. All right, got you. That's good.
That's a joke.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Yeah.
I roll with it. Yeah, but that's it, man. It's like we got to be careful because we get this we use this all-inclusive language, and it's like be careful because you're broad brush. You're attaching yourself to something that you are not responsible for, but somebody might hold you responsible because you have said that when you said we have done this. This is us, and I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
No, that was them. No, that was not me. Yeah, I do work for her. Yes, but that was not my decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I like looking at people as individuals versus groups, because I don't. I think it's better. It's just a better way to live. If you judge someone by their actions and not what a group of people do, I think it's just a better. I think if everybody did that, it would just be a better world.
I mean, I get it. Yes, we do it. We don't mind doing it when it's Team USA. Yeah, we won the gold medal, or whatever football team we won.
Yeah, what'd you win really?
Yeah, that's what I'm like.
You didn't win anything.
Dude, people ask, who's your favorite football team? I don't have one because I don't get into we won, because they're like, yeah, we won, or if they lost, them motherfuckers lost.
Yeah.
That's how I would be.
Yeah, those millionaires lost. I
The
didn't lose
millionaires,
anything.
yeah. Like,
I got a couple beers at the bar.
Straight up. I got my face slapped. But yeah, man. But see, that's what this nation has become.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, what Trump is doing, he ran as the underdog. Now he's making the United States an underdog. Now I thought the film industry loved making movies about the underdog.
Well,
right? And then people say, hey, Trump is turning America into a world joke. And I've said, hey, man, isn't America known for putting out the best comedians?
Yeah.
So, dude, like I said, Trump, to me, man, he brings out a euphoria. Now, let me put this on record. I did not vote for that, man. I did not vote for Barack Obama. Hey, man, I wasn't a Hillary Clinton fan either. I'm telling you, I wasn't a fan of any of them. Say if anyone, okay, it's Barack, but I didn't vote.
Yeah.
But obvious reasons why I was a fan of Barack.
I don't know what could it be.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I don't. To me, he ain't do nothing great.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with that.
Like I said, he ain't do nothing, man. Than any other have had a white president that had been elected would have done.
Yeah,
running on the same platform. Particularly for black people, that's why I say he didn't do nothing great for us. Mm-hmm. But I see Trump done. I'm like, you mean you could have came in there and put in executive order for a reparation bill? You could have done that. You could have.
Obama could have. Yeah.
He could. Seeing what Trump is doing, Obama could have done that. Could he not?
Yeah, he could have.
He would have had to face the consequences.
But he could have done it.
But he could have done it.
He could have at least done it in his second term.
Could have done it on his first term.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just saying, he may not have gotten one.
Yeah.
A re-election. My point is, Trump's doing it on his first term. Mm-hmm. He's doing his thing like the Isley brothers. You know what I'm saying? So you telling me Obama couldn't have done a reparation bill? Executive order?
Yeah, he could have.
He could have. So we just go on. So my thing is, I didn't vote for any of those cats before anybody's. I don't really care what you think, because I'll sign a card. Saida Dickens. So, that's my name.
Yeah.
So Trump, hey man, I was, so what was I saying? I was trying to give him a positive here, but I forgot what it was, right? Because it's not so much you can.
Yeah, he says he's trying to do things for the inner cities. It's right. I don't know if he will or he won't.
Well, he's using government money.
Yeah, that's never.
And I'm just saying, okay, is that a form of reparation?
I think.
Could it be looked upon as that?
Yeah. Some have argued the I don't argue this, but some have argued that like the amount of welfare could be form of reparations, but I don't.
Okay,
I don't think so.
Again, so if those are or offsprings or types of,
yeah.
Then go ahead. Let's quit the BS and just put it on the table and put one with that actual name on it. Because Trump, to me, is like, that's what I call it, Trumperations.
Trumperations.
You know what I'm saying? He's coming. Look, what can Trump do as a restricted president that he could not have done as a non-restrictive investor for the black community?
He could have just given money.
Or given money, given intelligence, something,
Yeah.
an education, which goes further than money, because you
Well,
can't take. You know what I mean?
I'll say this:
How
you
do
wouldn't want to go to a Trump university.
well, that's a good point. But what I'm in, yeah, exactly. So again, is he going to use it? Is America fine with him using government money?
Who knows? I mean, everyone's against him.
That's what Trump is signing this stuff. And it's like, hey, let's call it. Is it Trumperations?
Yeah,
Because they don't like, even like Obamacare, it helped a lot of many from what I hear.
Yeah.
Now, these are things, if I say I hear, if you know better, let us know.
Yeah.
Obamacare, Affordable Act,
Yeah.
helped many white people
Mm-hmm.
and others more than blacks. Particularly, I hear in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a interview where they had interviewed some Kentuckians, and I think one or a few, I know one for sure,
Yeah.
didn't like Obamacare because just the name.
Oh, just the name.
Other than that, they thought it was great. It was working for them.
Yeah.
So you don't like this guy or you don't like what you're getting because this black man with this particular black name is attached to it. These people are teaching their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Is that racism? It's a beginning because those kids who are white, who appear to have a better opportunity in life to make it,
Mm-hmm.
can now teach that feeling, that thinking, that illogical thinking
Yeah.
to their children. They're in a position to do it. Black people aren't in a position. That's going back to oppress and be racist, disenfranchised, gerrymandering.
Mhm.
They're not in a position to do that.
Yeah. And yeah. So I mean, let's hope that Trump can do something for. I mean, people are so against him that even if he does something good, they're against it. And that I'm like, all right, I understand that you don't like him. I didn't vote for him, but maybe he might do a few good things here as well. So
See, that's the catch-22.
yeah.
Here's what I heard people saying before Trump was elected. I don't want that guy to win. I just don't. Right. And then when he wins, well, you got to support the. How do you support something that at first you did not want? Because now it's like, you have to ask, why don't you want him to win? And if you lay out those things,
Mm-hmm.
and then he wins, and you're supporting that which you were against,
Yeah.
is that crazy?
No, I understand why people are against him. I understand that completely.
No. Do you understand what I'm saying is this type of thinking?
Oh, okay.
The type of thinking is if you are against Trump when he was running,
Yeah.
and you tell me why you are against Trump,
Mm-hmm.
whatever he has said,
Mm-hmm.
now he becomes president, and now you support that which you were against. You did not want this person to be successful as a president.
Yeah.
He hasn't changed, but now you're supporting that which you were against.
Well, but I'm saying if he does, if his actions show, like I know he said some crazy things during the.
But you were against those crazy things.
I was, yeah, but
No, not you particular.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying because this ain't about me in a conversation
Yeah,
you and
true.
I had.
True.
This is what I've heard. This is what stay with me.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I want you to imagine you saying these things.
Yes.
I don't like Trump because this, and this.
Yeah.
Trump wins.
Mm-hmm.
Then you say, well, now well, he's our president. I have to support him.
Yeah.
Why? You said you didn't like this guy to win. You were against those things.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you against these things? Well, if he does this is going to happen. That you are against. Now he's in the president and he does those things. Now you're okay with those things that you were against that was going to happen. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I could definitely see where people would have. Yeah, I definitely see that.
Do you?
Yeah, I get it, but and I completely understand. I'm also thinking, look, even if I didn't like Bush, but there were some things he did that weren't horrible, and there's some things he did that
But you don't
hated.
know what. Look, you only going off of with the platform the man is running on. Like I said, what do you think is going to change? If I said, hey, let me put it to you like this.
Okay.
I'm running for president.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
And on my platform, I am going to do something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of something crazy and funny,
Yeah.
but right now it ain't coming to me because I don't know. This is something I said I'm going to do, and you like, oh my God, if this guy,
Yeah. You.
me,
Yeah.
Saida Dickens,
Yeah.
became president,
Mm-hmm.
he's really going to do this. And I said at every junction function town hall meeting,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do this. This guy is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not voting for this guy. And you telling everybody not to vote because this is what Saida Dickens going to do this. And
Yeah.
everybody's telling you, oh my God, now I become president.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't told you nothing I've said has changed your mind when I was running.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm president. Now you're going to get behind me?
Yes, of course. I see why. Of course, you're not going to do that. No, you wouldn't.
Get behind me, right?
No,
because it's like, not. Why do you support that which you are against?
Yeah.
You're just hoping that I don't do it,
Yeah.
or hoping that I'm going to have a change of heart. And what's up, you?
Oh no, I was just adjusting my hands because they're getting.
That's because you're saying you hoping Trump is going to do what he didn't. What did he say he was going to ever do? Anything that you were for while he was running? That you was like, okay, if he just do this one thing, then I'm a fan of his forever.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. I don't know what he will do or what he won't do. I don't even understand.
I'm just talking about the stuff you do know what he said.
Yeah, I do know what he said.
And a lot of things that he said he was going to do, it seems like he's trying to put into motion.
Yeah.
Are you supporting that?
Am I supporting that? I am not supporting the. Some of the things that I would support, I'm not supporting the repeal of Obamacare without a replacement. They don't seem to have one. I know that there's a 3-point plan coming. Who knows? I don't trust that he's going to do that. I am supporting if he does bring jobs back. That would be great, actually. Even if I didn't like him, and if he brings jobs back, that's actually a net positive to help people. So I'm okay with that. If he does try to help the black community in the inner cities, then that would be awesome. And he has talked about doing that. So who knows if he will or he won't, but that would be cool. The ban I wasn't a fan of, but I don't know. I understand people are scared, so I'm trying to be objective about Trump and not be like reactionary. And that's the only problem I have with other people is they're a little more reactionary. And I'm like, I know, I understand where you're coming from because I was on that side too. But now that I've started to research things, I'm like, well, okay, I just don't feel like he's as scary as people are making it out to be, because he's just a.
So they have normalized Trump now.
I suppose. To me, I just think that I just don't have faith in government too much because it doesn't affect me.
Well, the thing is, I'm not. You shouldn't be scared.
Yeah.
I don't have any fear. And like I said, it's hey, we have had presidents after presidents after president.
Yeah.
How have any of those presidents really changed the reality of black people for the better?
None. Much. Yeah. Not even.
No, not even the Hey, man, segregation. Black people had businesses, banks, hospitals before desegregation.
So was desegregation it's not as altruistic as it seemed. I know that.
Man. Black people lost. You took money out of your business and went to put it in other businesses.
Yeah.
Instead of working on a business, the white establishment was clean, blah, 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 blah. Well, learn from that. And you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, again, United States 13 colonies wasn't perfect.
No.
They had to screw it up, rebuild, screw it up,
Yeah.
One of the things was the Reconstruction era.
Yeah.
So it's like a baby. It's infantile. It has to learn. But segregation was all about money. It wasn't about doing the morality, the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just saw business opportunities.
That is it. The black dollar.
Yeah.
That's what it was. They start suffering. Their business starts suffering when segregation. That they had to look at it pragmatically.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So then basically then my point is to change things. It's not. It doesn't matter who's president. It matters on the smaller level, like the individual level, like the community level.
Definitely. I mean, look, man. There's communities that ain't even tripping
Yeah.
off of the politician unless they talking about the tax code.
Yeah. That affects you on a day-to-day
Exactly.
basis.
So if people like, hey, man, when a community becomes financially or have a high financial aptitude and interest and maturity, that's what they're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
What's up? What's up on my paper, man?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's going to come with responsibility of self in that community.
Yeah.
Taking responsibility, becoming a force, a demand backed by power.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because that power, it's not going to recognize you just marching, begging. No. You got to have something that's going to, tilt in your favor, or hold their feet to the fire. What is it other than a vote?
Yeah. The dollar is the best vote.
Best vote.
It's the most immediate vote.
You just going up there, standing in line, wasting time to cast a vote. And it's like, okay, thanks for your vote, but you get nothing from it. You get promises that if I'm elected,
maybe.
What have you done before being elected? That's why I said, what did Trump do previously? What did he do or, and could have done as a free agent, non-restricted president that you're going to do that's going to be the bomb, if you will, as a restricted president that have to get things signed, approved, not only by Congress, but also your constituents.
Yeah, people have to want to, you have to
be like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm okay with signing this to allow money taken from me to go ahead and build the hood.
Yeah.
Is that what? Come on, man. That's what he's saying. We're going to use government and America. If America's down with it, if they're saying, you know what? We done helped out all these other countries. Fine, let's help out the black community. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let Minister Farrakhan go in there and meet with Trump and put together a plan where the Nation of Islam is working with the police to neighborhood watch, working with the police to secure and protect the communities out there so kids can go to school, talking to the gangsters, setting up mediation centers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can America deal with that? Issuing out money out their pockets for that?
Yeah, I would have no problem with that. I think that'd be a great start, first step. I don't know if Trump would. I don't think he's met with Farrakhan.
I don't think he has. No, he probably won't.
Maybe Alex Jones could set that up.
Has Alex Jones met with
yes,
Trump? Yes.
Alex Jones is a huge Trump guy.
But have they ever met?
Yeah, he's interviewed him several times on the show. So I think that somehow that he could be a mediator and actually help the black community.
Who?
Alex Jones, through getting them connected, those two.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
I'm saying that Alex Jones could be the conduit to which those two meet.
When you said help, I was like, that. What? No,
what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Another white man trying to help the white savior. Okay.
No, I'm not talking like that. I'm talking mediation.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'll say it with you, though. Yeah. These are.
But I understand that.
Those are also psychological.
I understand
things.
Your psychological, the psychological abuse that has been put upon you. In which
certain words key my Tourette's.
Yeah.
My racist Tourette's.
Your racist. Your black racist Tourette's.
There's no such thing as black racist.
Oh, come on. I'm sure there is.
Nope.
I bet somewhere.
Never existed. That's a Bigfoot.
Okay.
That's a Loch Ness monster.
The Loch Ness monster.
Never such. Blacks are racist against blacks.
Yes, that's true.
That's where it stops.
You don't think they could be racist against whites?
Then we go over that definition.
Well, yeah, true. Okay, all right.
Hey man, you look, man.
I'm just asking. I'm asking
No, I
questions
know
because I want to know.
Look, obviously you might, and I've even had this discussion with other black people, and they think that black people could be racist. It's like, hey, all right, that's not how I see it, and they don't have to see it the way I see it.
Yeah,
it's not going to be an that's an argument. It's not going to be had.
Okay,
you know, and I'm not saying with me and you. If you don't see, huh?
No, I was just trying to make sure.
Yeah, man, look, again, I'm not allowing certain people to put their mind or let my mind be their mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes them uncomfortable because I don't think like them.
Yeah.
I don't speak in a manner that they, or say things that is comforting to them, to their sensitivity or to their worldview.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that. I'm not placating.
Yeah.
Or placate to that, and or capitulating to it. I'm not doing. No, This is truth. Let's talk on truth. If you're not talking about that, man, what are we talking about?
Yeah, and I feel like that's a good place to. It's a good place to end.
That's where we start on truth. We're gonna end on truth.
Yeah,
it sounds good.
All right, I've had a lot of fun today.
So did I. Intellectual honesty, intellectual cowardice. Here.
No, that's right. We're not intellectual cowards.
Nope.
That's what we're not.
Nah.
So
10 Man or the Scarecrow.
My name is Chris Adams. I want to thank everyone for listening. Please subscribe. This has been a lot of fun, and I want to thank you so much. Thank you for listening to The Middle with Chris Adams. Please subscribe, please comment, please let me know what you thought. You can follow me on Twitter at Comic Chris Adams, Comedian Chris Adams on Facebook, and Comic Chris Adams on Instagram. My website is chrisadamscomedy.net. Please let me know what you think. I thank you so much again for listening. Have a wonderful day.